Welcome back, everyone. This is Jeff again, and Mark. Hey, this is day 9 of the major engine service on this 355. We sent the other head out, had the shop look at it. They notated a bunch of issues with it. They said there was a bunch of valve guides that were damaged. So he recommended to tear this head down also. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use his recommendations, and we're going to take this head off and proceed on with that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this upper intake off here. Just like last time, we're going to take this pneumatic line off here, off the bottom of the intake. And then we're going to come over on the other side here and then take this other line off. And then loosen these clamps here. There's 4. And then that should be able to come off. But we're going to go ahead and take these off right now and then see what happens. I'm going to take these injector connections off. And then before I do that, I want to make sure they are marked. You can see there's tape on them at the base of the boot here. They should be marked on what cylinder they are. So this one says 1. That's 2. That should be 3. If they're not marked, you need to mark them just so you can get your firing order and everything correct. So I may have to mark these 2 here. So to get those off, I just push that little metal clip in, a little tug, and they should come right off. It's hard to do with here with one hand. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take those off also. There's another sensor on the back here. This needs to come off also, just the same way. Just push that in there, and then should be able to pull it down like that. Yeah, that's how easy that is. And then this line's going to have to come off here, this pneumatic line. So that's off right there. So yeah, like I said, Mark is taking these clamps off right now. Once he gets all those off, he's taking these off here. These are number 8, I believe.
They are.
And then you spread these apart here. And then this plenum should come loose once you get all 4 of them loose. Okay, now that we've got that loose, the next step is, you want to grab these boots here. And then the next step is we're going to remove this throttle body assembly. With the fuel injection rail here with the injectors. So that, here's a couple nuts here at the base, here, we'll pull these through here. Like I said, make sure these are marked so you don't get them confused. And we're going to take all these nuts off at the base here, pull this through.
I'll take those 2.
Take that. And then once you get those all broke loose, then that should come off also with the fuel injection rails and everything. So the lines and everything should come off with that. So we've taken most of the nuts off here at the base of the throttle bodies. There should be a nut and a washer there. These are 10s. Mark has taken the last nut off. Like I said, we'll take the washers off with the magnet and that. And then once we get those nuts all off, we'll remove that and then proceed on to the head. So on the head here, when we get to that point, these transfer tubes for the oil are going to have to come off. Those are like an Allen. I believe they're like a 3 or 4. So we'll take those off, and then there should be 2 O-rings underneath there. And then once those are off, that'll expose a couple more nuts here behind these for the head. So other than that, we're proceeding on up here. All right, we've got the risers off here on the intake, and got a couple gaskets here. We'll have to replace these, obviously. And then we'll get this coolant tube off here also. Last time we had to heat it up last time, and then kind of tap it with a rubber mallet. So probably we're going to do that again this time. All right, so we're able to get the coolant tube off here. Like I said, we had to heat it up with the torch a little bit and then kind of like pry on it. I wouldn't pry on it too hard because I don't think it's that durable. So be careful when you're doing that. But anyway, that gives us access to all the bolts now. We're going to go ahead and start taking those off. That is a 15 millimeter. Recommend using the tool from Ferrari. Or you can get our tool from Fur Parts. We're still waiting on our tool. We've made some modified wrenches, so we're going to go ahead and take this off. But really, to put this back on, you're going to need the tool to do the proper torquing. All right. So
17.
I think it's a 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take these transfer tubes for the oil. These are 4s. There's just 2 on each one. I've already broken them loose here. So just going to take those loose here. And then those should just come right out. Might have to get something to kind of pry those out, but these have to be removed. Like I said, 2 on each one, and then that exposes the head bolts. To get the head bolts out, to make more clearance, we're going to take off this oil pressure sending wires. Yeah. So we're just going to take a picture of, I don't know if it makes a difference. There may be a polarity issue here. So this is the downside, upside. This is with the yellow. So I'm assuming this has polarity of some sort, or they wouldn't be marked. So just take note, if you take these wires off, where they go. Like I said, the black wire's on top, yellow's on the bottom. We took the base of the oil filter assembly loose. It has 4 bolts. They were like 13s. And
there's a little line over here too.
Yeah, and then there's a line over here on the side, so that has to come loose. But anyway, make a note of that, and we're going to continue on to take this head off after we get this off. All right, so we've got our transfer tubes out for oil. So now that exposes our head bolts here. You can see the top ones are all out. So we're going to go ahead and proceed to take those out. We remove these transfer tubes right here. There was 3 of those. These are number 4 Allen. So they should have a washer underneath them also. So we're going to head and, like I said, continue to take this head off at this time. All right, so we've got our head bolts all loose. They're just sitting in there. We're ready to pull this off. I kind of wanted to show you something. When Mark was at the shop that's redoing our heads, if anybody knows this, okay, on a 348, these are shimmed. Okay, on the 355, these are no longer shimmed in here for your valves.
The buckets, yeah.
The buckets. So what he told us was, you take one of these out, and you flip this over, and you can see this oil passage right here. And then if you flipped it all the way over to the bottom, this is spring-loaded here. If you push in on this, this is spring-loaded, and this must fill up with oil, as per what we understand. And that's what they give their valve adjustments through all this bucket here. Okay, so this fills up with oil, and this is what varies the valve, so you don't have to put shims or anything in there. So that's kind of neat. And then you can see the valve right in there. But anyway, you can put that back and pull our head off. All right. We've got the head removed. Hey, on this head, there's a ground wire. All right. And it's a number 10. And this is towards the transmission. Okay, the transaxle side. And it bolts up to the head here. So this is bank number 1 head, and there's a bolt here that has that ground wire that I just showed you. So that's where that goes. Why don't you flip this over and see what it looks like? So this side doesn't look, but it doesn't look as bad is the other side. Obviously, the other one had a burnt valve, exhaust valve. These are your intake. You got 3 intakes here. And then here's your exhaust. All right. Yeah, so this side doesn't look as bad. Like I said, we weren't going to remove it, but the guy suggested because of valve guide issues that he recommended to change them all. So that's what we're doing. So at this point, the head's off. We'll just have to do some cleanup now, and then we'll be down to machine shop work, and then we'll be able to install it once he gets done. But anyway, I'll stop the video here for just now. Right, like I said, we took the head off. Everything looks good. We're going to send it out to the same shop. We don't see any problems here. You can see like a nice even burn through all these cylinders. Like I said, we weren't having an issue with this side, but like I said, we were going to change it anyway, or get the head worked on anyway. But like I said, all the cylinders look like they got some sort of like an even burn. This one's a little heavier, but it still doesn't look bad. And then the valves don't look bad either. So we're going to go ahead and take this gasket off here and then clean it up. And then, like I said, we're kind of at a standstill at this point until we get our head work done and see what we need, how many valves we need to buy, valve guides and everything. So that'll be all up to the machine shop. And hopefully we'll have a quick turnaround. It depends on how quick we get parts, either get them from Fur Parts, or he may be able to supply us with some, but we'll see where we get them from. All right, so hey, thanks for staying with us, and we'll catch you on the next time we meet up. I just wanted to make another note here. So we had this thing timed top dead center when we took it apart, and as you can see here, this is cylinder number 1, bank 1, and you can see it's top dead center. So our timing is on. And then you can also see that cylinder number 4 is at top dead center, it looks like. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 3 look like they're matched together. They're all the way down almost, it looks like. And then you've got on this bank 2 here, this would be 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you can see that 5 and 8 are similar, and 6 and 7 are close together too. They run in conjunction with each other. So other than that, offhand, I don't know what the firing order. I'd have to look that up to see what it is. But I thought that was kind of neat to see with that. So, yeah, anyway, we got to go ahead and, like I said, send the head out, clean this up. But other than that, I would think this concludes this video of day 9, and we'll catch you on the next one.